Sorry. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. I am your host himself, L. Scott. Checking out the people in the chats. How's everybody doing today? Let me make sure everything's going well. I haven't even had a chance to check the website, make sure everything's going. Give me 2 seconds. Let me make sure everything's enabled so everything can go. That's important that we do this. How's everybody doing today? Let me just make sure everything's popping, make sure everything's going. Okay, got everything going. All right, so what's good? Oh shit, probably should turn everything down, turn this music down. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Like I said, just trying to make sure I got everything going, make sure everything is moving like it's supposed to move. Make sure everything is doing what it's supposed to do this morning. But how's everybody doing today? I'm not gonna hold you guys too much today. It's Wednesday, hump day. I know everybody's probably trying to struggle to get to the weekend. I'm not gonna hold you up with a whole bunch of noise today, but I did want to cover something. Starting on every Wednesday, I want to start making it to where it's Ask a Question Wednesday, meaning you can ask me anything you want to ask. And so what I did is I threw out a filler on my Facebook and the Twitter, or should we call it X? I'm not even sure what we call it now. But I threw out some information on Twitter and X, basically saying, ask me some questions of what you want. And I'll be honest with you guys. You guys have some of the most randomest questions. I'll be on here talking about white supremacy and everything else, and be talking about heavy duty stuff like indigenous Black America and how this is working. And you guys ask me simple questions like what I watch on TV. but I'm gonna cover those questions. I'm gonna make sure everything. I'm gonna cover all of the questions I have. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think seven messages. I mean, 7 different questions I'm gonna answer. Then I'm gonna jump off of here today. But let me make sure the audio and everything is working. So give me like 10 seconds. Let me make sure, and I'll be right back.
Let's get into it.
Keep us locked on your radio dial.
Keep it locked.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce, and you listening to my station.
This is 300 Radio.
All right, so it looks like everything is up to snuff. Look like everything's working. Just again, wanted to say big up to any and everybody that's listening on Instagram, the people who is listening on Facebook. Before we dive into those questions, I do want people to know that I have been working the platform, trying to make sure all the streams and everything was working properly, because I wanted to make sure that the videos that we play will not get us copyrighted in the whole nine. So starting on Friday, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do another test today and then another test tomorrow. But starting after that, what I want to do is whatever platform you listen to me on, and I'm going to tell you the best way to listen to it is go to 300radio.com. You'll get to hear everything from the cussing, because I do a lot of cussing, from the cussing to the videos to documentaries. We're going to be playing a lot of different things. A lot of times I'm only actually on social media live right now because I want you guys to come follow me on 300radio.com, because that's where all the noise is going to happen at. So, but I'm not going to beat you up about it. We're going to dive into these questions, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here is what we're going to do today. Real quick, let me give a shout out to some of the regulars that's been in here. So far on the chat room, on our little special chat room that we got. Now, if you want to be involved in the special chat, because it's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 15 people in the special one now, and if you want to be invited to the chat, definitely let me know. I'll add you in. But it's a lot of advantages to being there. You get a lot of the game up front without having to worry about it. But I digress. I'm gonna move on. The first question out the gate. Let me go in there. The first question that the people wanted to know was I watching Love Is Blind? Out of all questions, why Love Is Blind? I don't get that. But to answer your question, I have watched some of the seasons, just not the new season. All right, I turned it on when it first came. I think it came live. Live around my birthday. My birthday's on Valentine's Day, and right around my birthday, I saw that they were going live with their new season. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I got through half the first episode before I turned it off. To all show creators, I understand that we live in a white world. We live in a world that is catered to and loved on by white people. But I will tell you, if you want your content to survive, I implore you, please put black folks on your show. Put more than 1 or 2 black people on your show, because if you do not put black people, no one's going to watch. I've learned that. I know that doesn't even sound right, because they tell us we're only like 12-13% of the population. I don't know, but for some reason, if we're not involved, people don't want to watch. So I would employ Love is Blind this next season. Make sure you put some Negroes on there. Because if you keep going with these all or damn near all white casts, people not going to watch it. I give you an example. I watch Married at First Sight. I don't know how many people watched that. But if y'all watching that shit was crazy this season. Love at First Sight. The reason why I watched that is because I have daughters. And I always thought a really good way to kind of backdoor them into having healthy relationships with men was to sit down and engage with them in that type of environment. And that show presented itself perfectly. So before my daughters went off to school, we used to all sit around as a family and we would watch the Married at First Sight. But they're going off to school now. So I don't watch it as heavy as we did before, but I did watch this season. And I'm going to tell you, these people, look, first and foremost, I don't know if you people watch the show. Concept of the show is you come on the show, they vet you, and then they match you with someone and you kind of get into an arranged marriage. You do not find out who you're going to actually be getting married to until your wedding day. So on your wedding day, you meet that person at the altar, and then they follow you for the next 8 weeks, which is a great concept, especially for people, because arranged marriages has been a thing that has been around for a very long time. But what it is that people don't even realize that that's a thing. So it's a great concept for a show. I love the show becomes a really good example of what marriages should and shouldn't look like based upon the people's severe. I can't even talk today. The relationship should and shouldn't look like a certain way based upon their level of maturity. And that's what I'm trying to say. Depending on how mature they are, will a lot of times determine whether or not they're going to pan out or not. It has nothing to do with compatibility. Because one thing I've learned about relationships is in life that a lot of times you don't have to be compatible. Well, I won't say compatible. You don't have to lust over the person that you're going to be with, say, per se out the gate. You can kind of grow to love someone. But you got to have a basis of people being serious, is in my opinion. And I feel like that show, the earlier seasons, people took the show more serious. It's like now people come on and it's just a clout getter. It's people just trying to build a social media following. That for one, and then two, it's a place to where I feel like people think that they're ready for marriage. But I will tell you, get with someone and get with a stranger, and you'll find out very fast whether or not you really want to be married or not. So that's a show. But like I say, I always tell people, Married at First Sight is a way better show than Love is Blind. Definitely check it out. They're getting towards the end of their season this season. So they got like, what season we on? 18? You got like 18 seasons, I think it is. I think it's 18 seasons. But definitely check that out. But no, to answer the first question, no, I do not watch this season of Love is Blind. Next question should be what? No, I'm playing. All right, next question is Angie Stone. Somebody wants me to talk about Angie Stone. Rest in peace to that sister. If you was here on Monday, we did a small tribute to Angie. If you're not aware of, you've been living under a rock. Angie Stone passed away. I think it was Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, something like that. But so we did a quick tribute to her on Monday. To show this sister has really loved on black men. So I wanted to make sure for the 300 Radio podcast, the platform, that we didn't bypass that or bypass her. She should be celebrated. One thing I can't stand is I hate in this world that a lot of the times we wait too long we celebrate the people that we should be celebrating. Me and my co-host on Monday, we was discussing the top 10 male actors of all times, and Chadwick Boseman came up on the list that they did. Now, he's not in my top 10, but go back and watch this playback, you'll see why I said that. But he's not in my top 10, but he is, to some people, iconic. So, what was my point? What was my fucking point about Chadwick Boseman? Shit. Oh, we should celebrate these people because, like with Chadwick, it came out of nowhere that he was getting ready to pass away, and then people then loved on him, but they didn't love on him while he was here. So for Angie Stone, I apologize, sister. And one of the things that we're going to be doing on this platform is we're going to be highlighting, probably in the next couple of weeks, we're going to start highlighting one extraordinary Black person, at least per day or at least per week. Excuse me, guys. I've been drinking heavy this morning. Not alcohol. Been drinking a lot of water this morning. It got me burping. But we're gonna celebrate at least one person a week. But I want to do at least once a day. Let's see if I have the amount of hours to devote to that. But I definitely wanted to do that because we have to start giving us as a group our flowers while we're still here. I want us to start loving on each other in a way to where those people are not just doing what they're doing in vain. These people spend time, effort, and energy and money to build themselves up in the way that they do. So a lot of times, I mean, they want to experience the love from the crowd and they want to feel the love back from us who watch them. And I just want to love on those people because it's sad that sister never really got her just due. Side note though, I will say, if you were paying attention to what's been going on, I think back in December, she was talking about she was getting railroaded out of her publishing just like every other Black person, especially from those eras. Hell, I wouldn't even say that. Hell, look at the Nicki Minaj, or was it, who did Nicki Minaj had the 360 deal? I think it was something like that. These people have been getting crapped on for years. And I would just say, I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on and say, you may want to go check the background and see, because one thing that always trips me out. People who are in that music industry, especially when they're sitting on what seems to be a gold mine, especially if they got robbed, they always seems to have very mysterious unalivings. I don't want to use the D word because I know what platform we're on, but that's something. So I would tell people, be leery of the deals that you sign before you sign them. And I get it. Majority of us is just trying to get out of a bad situation and move into something better. But I would definitively tell you, you don't want to spend your life work doing all this stuff and then have to die in vain I said it anyway. But you don't want to have to die in vain because someone stole all of your publishing or something like that. And in this situation, I'm not saying that's what happened to her. I do not know enough of the background, but there are enough rumors floating around the internet where I think that someone who does entertainment investigative work should definitely dive in and check that out, because you start diving, you'll see what I mean. What's next? What's the next stuff? What is next on the list? You see how I'm doing that, right? I want you guys to take a good look at my face. What's next? Next is... All right, so the Oscars. So people were talking about the Oscars and that happened over the weekend. And I'm glad somebody asked me this question. Somebody asked me about how did I feel about Zoe Saldana winning her very first Oscar. And I would say congratulations to Zoe Saldana. She's not a bad actress. I've seen her in things that I've really, really liked. But I will say, for lack of a better term, it's quite ironic that these people, and when I say these people, I'm talking about Black people that are not Black Americans. They are Black, but they are not Black from here. They genuinely seem to I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm so sick and tired of watching Black people from other places call us the one big Negro and we're all just supposed to love and be Black folks. But as soon as you win an award, all of a sudden you ain't Black no more, you wherever you from. And I just don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't like the fact because, and I'll give you an example of what I mean. Well, for full context, Zoe Saldana won her Oscar, and the first thing out of her mouth was she's the very first Dominican American to win this award. Now, I know that if she was to do a movie, they're going to basically promote that film as if she's just a regular Black woman. And so my thing is just like this. If you are wanting us to love on you as a Black woman, be a Black woman when you win. Be a Black woman when you lose. But you can't just be a Black person when you need us, and then as soon as you are getting some clout for yourself, you from somewhere else. They did the same thing with what's her name from Dreamgirls, the original Dreamgirls, Shirley Ralph. Shirley Ralph, or was it? I think she's in Dreamgirls, the original one, but Shirley Ralph won an award a couple of years ago, and I'll be honest, I didn't even know the lady was Jamaican. I saw her Wikipedia page. It had Black American or African American, whichever you want to call it. So she won the award. She was Jamaican American. And what people don't realize is that this co-opting of our culture, and I call that co-opting because what it is, people fall in and get the goodies that are set aside potentially, if there is any set asides for Black people, which a lot of times there's not a lot of set asides for us, but they will throw their hat into the arena. And what I mean is, like, if your kids go to college or anything, you know, there are scholarships and grants and loans and things that you can get. And they sometimes, you know, designate those to certain groups or people. What angers me about it is that I've learned that they have set asides. Like I've noticed to be true in certain HBCUs, they have set asides for foreign Black people only. They have like awards or scholarships that they can go get, that they can qualify for, they can apply for. That's the word I'm looking for. But they can also apply for anything that Black Americans get. Now, which I would not have an issue with that at all if we were able to get some of their set asides as well. And it's not the same way. So what I need for people to understand is that there are a group of people that live right next to us that will be us when they need to be us, and then they will be themselves when they need to be themselves. And I just say, look, if you want us to be one big Negro, we need to be one big Negro all the time. We can't be when it just benefits you. So that's what I generally say. But I digress. I told myself I wasn't gonna dive but so heavy into that type of conversation. What is next? These glasses are dirty for some reason. I can't see. Okay, next question up. Will Smith. Will Smith. Let me clean my glass. Wow. But family, have y'all been paying attention to Will? I've been watching Will, and this lights up bright. I've been watching Will lately, and I think y'all got to him, y'all. That red carpet thing that you guys, wasn't not a red carpet. That red table talk that Jada was doing, his old lady was doing. You can't tell me that didn't piss that man off, because the way he's moving now, you can definitively tell. Look, them people ain't together no more. They probably ain't been together for years. A lot of people were applauding him for how he handled the August Alsina situation, but I'll be honest with you, it made him look like a simp and a sucker. And I think he realizes that now, because the way he's moving, he moves like a single man. Have you? Now, if I had it queued up, I probably would play it. But did you guys catch his performance with some chick that he's been running around with? It's all on his Instagram, the whole nine. Oh, he's smashing that. That's my conjecture. I have no proof. I don't know this man at all, but he's definitely smashing that. And I would tell anybody that has a problem with that, kiss his ass and mine. That lady he's married to has taken him through so many ups and downs and changes that, hey, he deserved to get his get back. And I'm not even big on that. I'm a big proponent of if you just done with a person, just walk out the situation. But that man need to get his lick back. That's all I'm just trying to say. He definitely need to get his lick back. So, Will, if you catch this, brother, don't feel bad. Don't let anybody shame you. You continue to keep doing what you're doing. And if Jada don't like it, get rid of her ass too. All right? That's all that I say. What other questions we got out here? Ooh, okay. This is the last one I think that I see. And hold on one second. Let me talk. Program director, if you can hear me right now at this moment, you don't have to say anything. But if you hear me and if there's any more questions, please shoot them to my screen so I can see them. All right, thank you. But this last one that I just saw, the Imani, what's her name? Not Imani. Tiana Taylor has a new man. All right, so for all you guys that may not know, and if you know who Tiana Taylor is, you know all about this. Tiana was married to Iman Shumpert. Iman and her split up a year or two ago, and now she's dating that new guy, something Pierre. I can't think of his name, but I don't even want, somebody asked me the question. They said, is Iman Shumpert, would you feel if you was Iman and she got this new light-skinned Negro that she's in love with? And I would say I would have no issues with who she's dating. That's her business. I am a gangster when it comes to that, and I have no issues with who she's dating. Iman shouldn't have any issues with who she dated. But I will tell you, Iman, he's a classic example of why trying to be tough and talk tough without really knowing what you're talking about will backfire like a son bitch on you. I watched a few months, maybe a few years ago. This was right before they probably announced that they were splitting. But Iman was on a podcast, and I saw him basically shitting on the 50-50 brother. Basically telling him real men don't go 50-50 with nobody. That was the rhetoric that he was spitting. And now, mind you, at the time, that's not my family member, Iman. Tiana's not my family member. But I remember hearing him saying and thinking to myself, brother, I hope that your relationship is solid, because if it's not, you gonna be out here whining. I be damn, it won't even 2 years, this nigga's out here whining now. He, from what I can have heard from the divorce settings, he wanted royalties of her stuff from before she was there. He wanted child support that she's getting is too much. He had to pay her 7 figures out the gate. She gets houses that he purchased and paid for. And now he wanted everything back that he's ever given her. And Iman, I want to look you in the camera, brother. Let me look in the camera. Let me blow it up. Iman, I don't know why you thought that you were any different than any other brother. I could have told you this shit was going to end like this. Never ever in your life should you ever act that way and act like that you should be paying for everything for every woman. Now, if your situation is like that, that is one thing. But you made a blanket statement that every brother in the world ain't real men unless they paying for everything. And let's be honest, the economy isn't even built like that. It's not. With your logic and your rhetoric that a man doesn't supposed to have a woman until he can pay for any and every and all things, you're going to have our culture die off. And the reason why I say that is because we don't control the industries that we work in. So if we don't control the industries that we work in, how in the world are we supposed to be able to, how are we ever supposed to be able to be the man who dominates his household like that? That'll be virtually impossible. You can't do that. You cannot do that. I promise you, it'll be virtually impossible because we don't control the industries. And let me make it plain. So basically all I'm saying is that when you make blanket statements like going 100% all the bills is all mine for the entirety of our relationship, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm not a real man. What you're basically saying is that you're never expecting to have trouble in your life. And let's just be honest, we know that this world has ups and downs. We've watched some of the richest people go broke. We've watched broke people make money. It's just ups and downs in life. And to tell that blanket statement on the podcast, it's not only disingenuous, it's flat out wrong, and it makes no sense. Now, if we were the dominant society, when I say the dominant society, I'm talking about white people. If we were actually in control of this nation, this narrative, this world, then that statement would make more sense. Like, I'll make that statement to white men. Yes, white men, you should definitely be taking care of your ladies, because you have an industry that will back that. So you should definitely be doing it. But I would never require that a man, a non-white man should ever do it, or a non-Asian man, because these are two people who run their industries. Asians run their industries, white people run their industries. That's how it goes. All the rest of us are out here basically jockeying for position inside of this thing we call white supremacy. And so for me, I just think that when it comes down to relationships, we have to stop putting so much emphasis on trying to be like them. One thing I've learned about black people is that we will take all of the negative shit that white people say that we should take from them, but we never take the positive or take the things that's actually keeping them ahead of us. It makes no sense that if we make up less than 1/2 or 1% of all the wealth in this nation, or all the businesses in this nation, then it would make no sense then in our households that we have 2 able-bodied adults not go to work and make money. Because there's only so many meals that she can cook. There's so many bathrooms that can be cleaned. There's so many times you can make Target trips. There's so many times that you can rub my hair and make me feel good about working my ass from balls to walls. It's ineffective, and we could get more done if we're both building. Now, I think what should happen is we should both build, and we continue to build until we get to a spot to where maybe we can afford to live this way. But then that still should be contingent and that should be based upon where we're at. Like, for example, if I can spend 100% of the paper myself and take care of my entire family, I'm going to do it. It goes without a question. I don't think nothing about it. I could care less about it. What's up, mama? I see you on Instagram. How you doing? I see you. You got me sidetracked just then. But, oh, hold on one second. I got a question in the queue over here on my website too. Hold on one second. Oh, okay. So Jamie449 that's over here on the website, she wants to say, did we cover the Trump address in Congress last night? No, we didn't. Wednesdays is supposed to be about questions. So I put out a couple of days ago questions people asked me, and I had like 7 or 8 questions. I actually just covered all the questions. But no, I actually wasn't going to plan talking about it, but I did watch it. I paid attention to it. Not to make this a political episode, but I will say this. That green dude that's part of the Democratic Party, I'm so sick and tired of that shit. I'm so sick and tired of watching black people in politics be theatrical, but with no tangibles. Because that was just theatrics. When you watch black politicians act irate and upset about what the Republicans are doing right now, but the last 4 years were silent or act like we were actually thriving, lets you know they're being disingenuous and they don't care about us. They do not love us as a group. So to me, I say any people like that guy, I think something was Green. I can't think of his first name, but the guy that kicked out last night, he deserved to get his ass kicked out. I'm so tired of the theatrics. If you want to build something real with us, then let's build something real. Let's stop getting on these party lines. Let's stop jumping on Democrat, Republicans. No, let's stop all that. That's what I said. But anyways, but yeah, that was the questions for today. I just wanted to cover those questions today. On Wednesdays, we're gonna cover, like I said, on Wednesdays, I want to do questions. I know I got some questions starting to come in. It's gonna be next week. I got a lot more health questions next week. We're gonna cover those. On Friday, again, I wanted to make sure that we cover. I wanted to make sure we got all the bugs out, but on Friday, we should be live on Facebook, Instagram, 300radio.com, YouTube, not TikTok yet. That's coming. We're supposed to be live on all of those at one time. And what we're going to do is I employ and I tell people, come to 300radio.com. That way you can watch the show in its entirety without having to see the break screen if you're like Instagram. Like on Instagram, I have a break screen that you're going to have to go see. You're going to have to look at. But I will tell you, come sit with me. Come to 300radio.com. Click in the chat, too, when you get there. Let me know that you're there. We have 2 chats. We have the open chat, and then we have the private chat. Private chat, I love to death, because like right after I get off of here, I'm going to jump on there with you guys, and we're going to do this listening party. We have a listening party that we're going to do. And then later tonight, we have a screening of a documentary I want to show you guys about a area in North Carolina that was done in the 70s where they built an all-black town. It's amazing, but and I want to cover that with you guys, and you give me what you think and tell me what you think about it. That's what I'm trying to say. But other than that, I'm ready to jump on out of here, and I appreciate you guys for jumping in with me. I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I don't need the screens anymore, so I can show you these beautiful eyes of mine. But I appreciate you guys for showing up. Come back and see me soon. I may jump back on tomorrow. If I don't get on tomorrow, I'm definitely getting on Friday. We're going to cover the chill report again. I got some things I want to cover now, and then we'll just go from there. All right. Other than that, I'll holler at you later. Scott Free Morning Show. Good morning.